what I have here. I have some filters out of a couple of Mercedes-Benz that are 10 to 15 years old. And no, these are not engine air filters. These are cabin air filters. This is what's going to make the air in your cabin very clean and sweet smelling. But unfortunately, you can't believe how many of these I pull out that look like this. Look at this thing. This came out of a 140. Look at the junk that's in there. And then this one here came out of only a 10-year-old 211. Look at how filthy dirty this intake cabin air filter is. And you know what's going on here? This has got to be a really good case for taking care of your own car. I think in a lot of cases, the owners are not aware that their car even has cabin air filters, and then the mechanics that work on these cars I don't think are either, because they're not taking care of them from what I see. I can't imagine a shop going to the owner and saying, sir or ma'am, you need a new cabin air filter. It's going to be, $25. No, don't do that. I don't think that's what's going on here. I just think it's an issue of not knowing. So once again, read your owner's manual. I know it's thick, but read it. It's going to talk about cabin air filters. And it's going to talk about, when they should be replaced and how to access them. And these two here are primary cabin air filters that sit, in the engine compartment that clean the air before it goes in to the heater blower motor assembly. And then these here are inside the car, up, in behind the glove box. And a lot of these cars have cabin air filters that are hidden up under that right side kick panel. So it behooves you need to do a little research on your own car. Once again, read the owner's handbook and learn about your cabin air filters. And you can't, I've seen this, well, it doesn't look very dirty. You really can't go by how dirty some of these filters look. Let me explain. Let's take a close look at the filters we just removed from the E500. First off, I noticed right away the date. Look at that. 04. 15-10-04. This is a 2004 car. That means these filters have been in there for 10 years. Now, a lot of people will look at these. Remember, these are charcoal filters, primarily for removing odor. And people say, well, they don't look that dirty, so why change them? Well, do any of you use a charcoal water filter? Do you base how clean the filter looks as to whether or not it needs replacing in your water filter? Charcoal, uses up. I mean, you shouldn't be looking at these and trying to decide if they need replacement. You should go by how old they are. And once again, 1 to 2 years on these, you don't need to replace these quite as often as the external filter. But you can't even tell. There's a lot of dust in there, but you can't really see it because it's gray. So I've already tested. I didn't even want to wait. I tested the fan. You can't believe it feels like a hurricane in there in the car. And the nice thing is it's quiet. It's a different sound. It's not a growl of a motor. It's more of a blowing sound of air moving through the interior of the car. So I'm really happy with the results. I think we have solved both my climate control problems. I found a couple interesting things working on these cars related to dirty cabin air filters. And it's not just about the air you breathe. There's other issues that come to play here that can cause some problems. And I did a complete video on how to troubleshoot blower motor volume problems and squeaky motor problems. It turned out to be a rather lengthy video, and it was shot on a W211 chassis. So if you're kind of new to working on your own car and you need some instructional help about location and about how to get to these and how to take them in and out, and other issues related to your heater blower motor, particularly if it's squeaking, be sure and check out some of the video on-demand manuals that I have on my website. You can just follow the link below. And I've currently got one on the 211. I'll be doing the 210 chassis. as well as a 140 chassis. So each of those videos, I'll put a link when they're available. I'll put a link in the description below this video, and it will take you right to them on my website. I think you'll find these helpful if you're trying to tackle some of these heater blower issues and you need help installing your own cabin air filters. I guarantee this is an excellent DIY job for the person starting out maintaining their own car.